All right, this is DJ Swamp, and I'm in San Francisco with DJ Qbert. We just played 420 Massive, brought to you by Spontaneous Productions. And it's a real blessing to be here today because 30 years ago, I met Qbert, and Spontaneous Productions brought us to through the show in Cleveland, and Tic Tac was there and performed. I performed, and Cree through the show. So 30 years later, we're still alive and here. And so I had a few questions for you. What mixer did you use when you made Wave Twisters?
Ooh, I thought you were gonna say, how did you get so short? But Wave Twisters, that mixer, 05 Pro, Vestax in the house. Big shots to Yoshi in heaven, and Vestax 06 Pro, maybe the 07 Pro, but yeah, it was definitely those nice faders with the round cutoff. All the cutoffs are so sharp now, but it had a little bit of a round cutoff back then, and real smooth.
And when you did it, did you what did you record to?
Pro Tools at that time. I just had learned Pro Tools maybe a year or two before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were there any effects that you were using? What effects were you using?
Ooh, a lot of delay, analog delay, and then some. It's been so long.
I know you had the DP4. Was it the DP4?
Yeah, there could have been some of the DP4 on there. Dad, you know your shit.
Don't remember any other effects, maybe, or just the DP4?
Oh man, no, there was another effect, but I forgot the name of it. It was some. I used it on the first scratch song was Invasion of the Octopus People, and there was an effect on there. I'm still looking for that today.
The Vestax wasn't out then, though, right? On that one.
Ooh, that's a good one. It could have been that was 1994 that song came out, or something like that.
It was on the Bomb DJs.
Yes. What is that mixer? Wow, that's a great question, man.
Was it the DMC mixer, or was
it's probably the DMC, the Melos mixer at that time.
The PMX.
Yeah.
Okay. Did Dan the Automator mix Wave Twisters?
No.
Did he master it or anything? He didn't.
No.
He didn't have anything to do with Wave Twisters.
No. Why did he say he did?
I don't know why I thought that. I thought he said that, but I know he did DJ. I know he said DJ Shadow, but this was like 20 years ago when I went over his house. So I don't know if.
It was Corman Roque that mixed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And what did he do? Like,
I was so young, I didn't even know what it meant to master and mix. I was like, what are you talking about? It sounds good to me. And they were like, no, we got to master and mix it. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And later I found out, it makes it sound better and shit. And I didn't know that at that time.
Right on. What's the furthest you've ever traveled to do a show?
Ooh, probably Tasmania, all the way down, like almost near the Antarctic continent, under Australia.
That's the furthest, absolute furthest?
Probably. I don't know, unless you go the other direction. It could have been like Beirut or some Lebanon or something.
Yeah.
And then the other way is like whatever, China and all that. Russia, all that. Yeah. How about you?
Me?
Yeah, what's the farthest you went?
It felt like Hungary because I was so many like delays and like connections and rerouting and sending me to Amsterdam for no reason and then connecting. But it would probably be like Australia down there by Tasmania too, or was it New Zealand or something? I mean, but yeah, it felt like this one particular trip to Hungary. Budapest, Hungary was just like ridiculous. 2 times too. Like another time when I went with Ministry to Hungary, it was just like the longest ride ever. Like I don't know why Hungary it takes so long to get there. It's probably not the furthest place technically, but it took that long. Why did you never enter the New Music Seminar?
Oh, I was scared because I was like, I didn't know what to do at that time. I was a young battler. I did the DMC, and then I went. They wanted me to battle at the time. I think it was right when they saw me. The Superman guys were like Clark Kent.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, Q, I want you in my battle." I was like, "Oh shit, I don't even know. I don't know how these guys are." I was trying to be a boxer. Like I want to study the opponents before I battle them. So I didn't know who the hell was there yet. And then that's the first time I met Rock Raider and Supreme and DJ Scratch and Richie Rich and Daddy Rich now or whatever, and it was all new to me. New York was like, I ain't fucking with New York because New York that's where I learned everything from. Pretty much my whole style is pretty much a New York style, just all raw punk rock kind of DJing. And I was like, man, I ain't fucking with like, you know, like the motherland, you know, until I see them, then I can learn their styles. Especially I had just battled Steve D in the DMC battle, and I was like, man, he should have won, not me, you know. And you know, so I was like, man, I was kind of at that time I was afraid of New York, you know.
Speaking of Steve D, do you feel like I mean, he's known as the godfather of beat juggling, but Aladdin kind of had that Aladdin shuffle thing. Do you think that's kind of the precursor to beat juggling, or what?
You could go back to Cash Money was juggling too, and who else would before that was
beat juggling?
Yeah, Cash Money was beat juggling. That's straight up beat juggling. Yeah. But breaking it down, then that would be like Aladdin breaking it down with the jugglers. And Steve D just took it and made it clean, like woo, real funky, and he calls it the funk. He wouldn't even call it beat juggling. Speaking of beat juggling, big shots to my boy Dale. He invented the word beat juggling. By the way,
who is that?
This is guy. He's a homie of mine that used to practice with me. He would call it he'd go, hey, you gotta do some juggles, and I would tell the executioners, yeah, I like the way you juggle, and then they put in the word beat and they made it beat juggling. I just want to give shots to my boy Prod D. He never gets props and stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand Steve D being beat juggling, because it just kind of seemed like to me, I always felt like Aladdin was like if you were juggling 2 balls, which pretty much anybody could do, and then Steve D was like juggling 3. Oh yeah, that's not really beat juggling, but I feel like if you can.
What the fuck was that? That was fucking.
Oh, I've been doing that for years.
That's
funny.
Innovator, man.
I wanted to know, are you ever going to come out with a third QFO?
Oh, well, a lot of people are already doing it, like all the portables. Those are pretty much QFOs in their own way, and there's so many of them now.
Yeah, like why don't you come out with like a 7-inch QFO or a controller QFO, you know, like a mini little.
Yeah, sure. It costs a lot of money to do that. Companies, they're already doing it, so they're already coming out with it. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why did they? You know. But we might come out with a mini QFO, just the way it looks. Yeah. Just a small version. It might. We'll see. Sick. We'll see what happens. Talking with the people that have overtaken Vestax now, I think it might be Korg, that there are people that are how you call it, they've taken the reins from Vestax. They're like almost the same crew and stuff, but they moved to Korg, and we were already talking about, we make a miniature QFO just for fun, see what happens.
Right on.
Yeah.
How many DMC battles had you seen before you entered in 1991?
Well, I would have to start with man, a whole bunch. I was a nerd into that stuff. I guess it went back to 87 with Cash Money, but before that I was watching the New Music Seminars and all that. Cash Money versus Joe Cooley and all that.
Were they easy to find in San Francisco at the time?
A little bit, because they were on VHS, but luckily I had a lot of people that were in the hip hop kind of industry that would go to the New Music Seminar and would get VHS tapes out of nowhere, and you know, all we did was dub them and copy them and study them until you couldn't even watch it no more. So I was fucking frazzled and shit.
What made you first fall in love with turntables, and was there a specific moment or track that flipped the switch?
It's just, fucking with it, just such a weird sound. And when Egyptian Lover was like, what is a DJ if you can't scratch? I was like, okay, I guess you got to scratch. And then I started getting into it, and I was like, wait a minute, this is a musical instrument. It's such a weird musical instrument that I just fell in love with it, because I don't know, it's just you can't do that with any other musical instrument. I even asked a question about that. I said, what musical instrument is more weirder than the turntables? And no one could answer this. Somebody said a didgeridoo, but it's like you could scratch a didgeridoo and make it even weirder. So it's like, yeah, you know.
Where do you see the art of scratching going in 10 years?
I mean, it's an infinity of ways. It's kind of like a flower or whatever, a plant. You know, it just keeps going, branching off into all these new directions. Just like you're going into all these other directions nobody's going into. It's like so many beautiful things going in different ways. You can't say one direction, but you know, I think it's even the branches are gonna have twigs and branches coming off of them and becoming other things as well. So it's an infinite directions.
What keeps you inspired after all these years in the game?
I mean, it's so fun, and there's so many like once again, the infinity of your mind, you know, can go into all these other directions as well. So just seeing those things in your mind, it's like, oh man, I'm not even there yet. So I mean, you could be there, you're there in your imagination, but you know, it's like it's something to work towards, the thought of being in that otherworldly, futuristic mindset.
I know you're a big collector of drum machines. What is your favorite drum machine of all time?
I used to call Swamp. I'd be like, "Yo, what do you think they made this on?" Swamp would teach me, and a lot of cool drum machines and vocoders. And Swamp would tell me, "Oh, you got to get this and that." What are you talking about? You already know, bro.
So I don't know what your favorite is, though.
I'm a 16-bit, 12-bit collector. Like anything 16-bit, like a ASR 10, EPS 16 plus. Then you go the 12-bit, the EPS and the SP1200, SP12. Then you got the Studio 440. Then you got the Lin 9000. Then you got back up to the 16. You got MPC 3000. Then you got the MPC 60. And then you got the MPC 62. And then you got
which MPC? Which MPC? Which MPC is your favorite?
Okay, only four or five of them. I would have to go back to the early ones, which is the MPC 3000. They did a mistake on it where Roger Lynn made everything fatter on accident, but it's good for us because it makes the beats fatter. So that's the 3000. Then you got the MPC 60, which is beefy as well. Roger Lynn had a hand in that as well. The MPC 62, which is you could finally put headphones in there.
The 62 and the 60
same shit. The 62 just got headphones.
Just headphones,
yeah.
But it's also lighter, right? It's a little bit not as heavy because the 60 is like a tank. On the subject of equipment, what's your favorite mixer currently?
Oh, mixer. I would have to say the Reloop Elite is good. The Tractor, I always love Tractor. Anything Pioneer, all the new Pioneers.
The A9.
What's the A9?
The A9 is like the latest greatest. I think that's what
Tic
Tac was using. I think Tic Tac
no, like the more scratcher Pioneer ones.
It's a good mix. It's a good fader.
Okay.
Craziest fader I've felt for Pioneer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get that. Yeah.
This is crazy expensive.
The S11 is what I was thinking. S9 and S11. Those faders. What do you call the Magvel faders? Woo.
Yeah.
They got the rubber.
I think it says that on it, but it feels different than the others. The latest. What's your favorite turntable these days?
Techniques will never fucking break, but the only problem is they don't have the reverse button and the high pitch control. So then the Reloop turntables are good because they have all the little gadgets. The stand one, that's a good one. The stand STR8 because the arms are straight and short, so it doesn't skip.
Yeah.
What else?
Controller one.
That's a good one too. Yeah, that's sold out.
Do you think that's the best one ever made?
Well, because Reloop has made something where you could play the notes just like the controller one. So.
But it doesn't have that volume on and off that the Control One has.
Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So, yeah.
I had a Control One.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize.
So my boy D Styles, he was part inventor of that. He sold it and I sold mine. And now that you said that, I'm like, fuck, kind of want it back.
Yeah, me too.
What do you mean on and off? What does it do?
Like you don't need a crossfader, you don't need a mixer.
There's a fader on there?
It's the buttons that you hit the notes is volume. If you hit one button that I didn't never even hit, and it's just like you're
fader on there.
So you could be like
That's another thing. All these companies put a fucking fader on the turntable, please. It's been how many years?
Or volume on the buttons, Reloop.
Man, yes, anything. Well, yeah, fucking so Reloop has some surprises coming up, and we're working with Reloop, so I'll tell them all that. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yes.
Any favorite keyboards of all time?
Ooh, there's this amazing ass one. I think it's called the VS Prophet VS. Have you heard of that? Oh man, that's the shit. It has like a little joystick.
Oh, it's like Prophet 5, but new, huh?
Oh no, it's way old.
But it's old?
It's super old. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Prophet VS. It's what you ever heard of Blue Flowers by Automator?
Yeah.
Yeah, he used that on that song.
Okay.
And the whole Dr. Octagon album, the first one, he used that keyboard on it. But that's the fucker right
Yeah, there's a lot of people Prophet 5 is their favorite.
And then the Matrix 12, you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
this guy knows what's up. I'll say some weird obscure shit. He'd be like, "Oh yeah."
Who makes Matrix? Is I'm trying to remember who makes Matrix.
Oberheim or something.
Oberheim, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
I love that you know all that shit.
Yeah, I'd when I interviewed DJ Yella, they told me they used an Oberheim sequencer for Straight Outta Compton. I thought that was interesting. I got to meet Tom Oberheim at
No
NAMM.
shit.
Yeah,
Is he alive still?
I think he passed.
A lot of these guys, they just
Yeah.
pass and shit. So
I
you
met
see
him
at
the same
NAMM
day
show,
I met
fucking-
Roger Lynn. Roger Lynn's still around.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I was what do you call it? Even the SB1200 guys there, the Emu guy, he's still around. So that's cool.
Dave Rossum.
Rossum, yeah, and he
Rossum,
made that.
yeah.
You got the Rossum drum machine, the SB12?
No, I
So
played
that's
with
the
it at
piece
NAMM.
right
I
there.
like my OG. I would buy it just because
Oh,
of
you
the
have a-
20-second
you have a
samples.
SB1200?
It's the
Oh, you
oldest
do?
piece of gear I've had.
You do?
That's the only piece of gear I've had since
Did you look under
1991.
and see the number?
No.
Because there's
But it's-
there's some SB1200s that are like fake a little bit, and you have to see the number on the bottom. And so when you buy them on eBay, they even
Fake?
they're like made. I think some are made in a certain country, and there's a number on the bottom. I forgot what the number was, but it's a popular thing. But I forgot the exact number. But they know.
It doesn't sound right, huh?
I bought a few. I bought one, and I gave it to the Ghetto Boys, the DJ for the Ghetto Boys. But he passed
Ready
away.
Red?
He passed away.
DJ
and
Ready
I
Red,
could
that
never
was
get
my
it back.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
so-
so nice.
Hey, Ready Red's family, if you guys
Yeah.
got his SB1200, that's mine.
What?
Yeah.
But he had.
But that's the one that was fucked up.
But he had one.
Oh yeah,
when-
back in the day.
Oh, back in the
When
day.
he moved to Frisco, and he was like,
Oh, he
you know,
moved to Frisco?
Yeah, he moved to Frisco for a few years, and me and him would kick it every day.
Huh.
And he was like, I don't have no equipment, so I let him use that because that's a fucked up one.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder, do you think that Scarface would be so popular if he hadn't sampled it for the Ghetto Boys record, like Balls in My Word and all that
That's when he-
Assassin
that's when
and
he
all
had
that. It was Ghetto. It was Scarface all through
That's
that
when he had
Making
his
Trouble
own
album.
real one, his real SB1200. But when he came
Yeah.
to Frisco, he didn't have anything. It was like,
what?
yeah, almost recently. Then he had passed away right after.
Oh damn.
But yeah.
That sucks. But no, that was my homie. I used to talk to him like when I was 19
Where did
years
you
old.
live at that time?
He lived in Houston,
Yeah.
but I lived in Ohio, and they came to do a show, and I went to the mall with him. It was so funny. I went to the mall with him, Scarface, Willie D, and Bushwick Bill in Ohio when I was 19 years old, or maybe 18. It was like I was real young.
Bushwick Bill is taller than me, by the way. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, well, rest in peace to him as well.
With all Bushwick.
Ready Red and rest in peace to Ready Red and Bushwick Bill. Yeah, that was the homie.
You ever use a S950?
No, I want to. I was, you know what? I interviewed DJ Sneak earlier, who was I guess headlining our show, and he said that he made his first record with the TR-909 and the S950, and the 909 was triggering the S950.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Gangstar shit. First couple Gangstars album. S950.
S950 and an Alesis HR16.
See?
How crazy is that?
Man, they should be interviewing you.
Do you ever record to tape? Do you like the sound of tape?
Sometimes, yeah. I used to record to tape, and like I heard there was this one guy. I think it was Slum Village, not Slum Village, but Black Moon. He would take, or one of those guys, one of those producers. He went to his friend's house. And
Evil D?
something like
Or
that. One of those guys.
Beat Miners.
Yeah, it's like in that category of crews, but that he would record his beats on tape because he didn't have any way to record, and he would take it home and put it on his SB1200. Yeah. Or Walkman little recording thing, and then
well, SB1200 will make a tape sound amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, that type of shit.
Make a live recording sound like it came from a record sample.
Yeah, the SB1200s. You have to get that. It makes everything sound much nicer.
Any favorite records to come out this year?
We came out with the Dirt Style anniversary, the 30th Dirt Style anniversary. There's all kind of weird drums on there, and a Dirt Style dictionary is on there. Like there's all the scratch samples, like thousands of scratch samples in alphabetical order, and oh man, there's so many things. We came out with this new 8-incher record, which is like, you know how you have the 7 inches, but this one's 8 inches, so you can fit your whole hand on there. Oh man, it feels freaking amazing. We just sold out in like a few days of those, and so we have to make a part 2 of that, and it's so cool. But
right on.
Yeah, we're almost. That's already kind of sold out. The pre-sales are almost sold out, so we have to make a part 3 of that. So we're doing that. And big shots to Swamp for making that. Remember that skipless record you made? What was the name of?
Skip Proof Scratch Tool.
Oh man, he started all that, and then
you interviewed me at the NAMM for Turntable TV, and when I first talked about it, when it was it had just came out. Yep. We're
was a-
full
that was a
circle.
big thing.
Now I'm interviewing you.
Yeah.
Cool. What?
You know what? You're such an innovator, but there's another guy too. Focus. Whatever happened to him? He's fucking a genius. DJ Woody. All these guys that make break records, you know, are fucking amazing. Like, you guys are magicians, you know. Fucking.
Yeah,
I
hit up
give shouts to
Focus.
Focus.
Yeah,
I don't
Focus
know where
is
he's
cool.
at, man.
He's in Arizona. I
fucking
hit him up. I
badass,
wanted to go hang with him, but
Yeah.
he said he was. I don't know. He just said I'm a recluse. I just chill and
We all are.
this
though,
and
bro.
that. Yeah.
He's got to come out with some stuff because he's like a gift to the planet, man. Just
Oh,
as
he'll love to
you
hear
are,
that.
as you are, and you know, it's like,
He'll love to hear
because
this.
he comes out with some out of the box thinking, just as you do, and all these other guys. I'm like, damn, where's
Yeah.
Focus? I miss his inventions, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that'll inspire him to.
So you know
do
him,
some
right?
more. Oh yeah.
Go interview him, please. I want to pick his
Okay.
brain and put that.
That's a
shit
good
on
idea.
because I want to know.
I think I will. So yeah, it's great to be up here in San Francisco. You're doing this set with Tic Tac, doing drum and bass. Tic Tac is actually who introduced me to drum and bass, like
Dude,
way back in the day in Cleveland. Did he introduce you to drum and bass, or
No, I've
You
been
knew about
doing
it.
drum and bass since it first came out, but you know nobody really knows. But I've been scratching that forever. But Tic Tac's selection, he's on the pinnacle of the type of drum and bass I like. And one big reason is because he's a b-boy, he's a breakdancer, so he has that vibe of okay, this kind of sounds like the way I like it because I came up from a culture.
Likewise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The stuff you were playing today was
Thanks.
fucking beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, Tic Tac gave me my first drum and bass, or they were Jungle. It was
You guys are
before
from the
drum
same
and bass.
city.
Yeah, we're from Cleveland. Yeah, we met you. Oh yeah, I said that at the beginning or whatever. I met you at the show where Tic Tac played, and Cree, who lives here in San Francisco now, he threw the party. So yeah, it's crazy to me. 30 years later, we're still like, it's like that doesn't feel like 30 years ago. That feels like 10. I don't know. What do you
2
think?
years ago, I don't know.
2 years ago,
Time
yeah.
is an illusion. It's so
But
weird.
Tic Tac gave me my first jungle records. He says, I want to see you beat Jungle with Jungle. And I did it. And as far as I knew, I was the first one to ever do it. But I mean, Craze is credited as it, obviously. But I felt like I did it first. But, I didn't put it out there. I didn't do it in the DMC or anything and put my stamp on it or anything like that. But shout out to Tic Tac for giving me my first jungle records. And that's what, I figured out how to do jungle juggles with. All right, I've taken up way more of your time. I said 10 minutes. I've gone way over that.
Interesting stuff. It's good to know.
Right on. Well, thank you so much, man. I
love you,
appreciate
man.
you.
Man, swamp,
Right on.
Genius Swamp right here.
Thank you so
Man,
much.
keep doing these interviews, man. This is good shit right here.
Right on. All right. Peace.
DJQbert.com. Yeah.
Thank you.